Hello, Vivek sir. Welcome to India today. It's good to be talking to you again. After so many months.
Thank you, Nirali. It's always a pleasure chatting with you.
Yeah, that's great. But firstly, congratulations on completing 20 years in the industry. It's like bemisal
Thank
20
you.
saal for you.
I like that. Bemisal Bisal. Thank you.
But I remember during one of our interviews, you had mentioned that you chose to struggle to get your first film instead of taking
That
up
is right.
your father's film with Abbas Mastan. So I want to know
Correct.
today, as you look back, what do you think of the decision that you made in the initial stage of your career?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things in my life that I'm very proud of. Um, I feel that it would have been the easy part for me, Nirali, to just say, yeah, okay, that produce a film for me, and I'll just come in and do my thing. But to take that gamble with a dream of 20 years, that I had at that time. I mean, I wanted to be an actor since I was 5, and I must have been 22, 23, 24 at that time when I told my father that I'll struggle to take that dream of 22, 23 years or whatever, so many years, and take a risk just on the point of principle, just on that siddhant ki nahi yaar, I karunga to khud karunga on my own merit. That I think takes a lot of guts. When I think of me back then, 20 years ago, to have the guts to turn around and tell my father कि नहीं अब आप नहीं करोगे मैं खुद I'll go and struggle and I'll go and do this on my merit. It makes me very proud. I remember those 15, 16 months of struggle after saying, taking that decision. They were not easy. Constant struggle, constant rejection, going into offices and being rejected or being made to wait outside for hours. That was a very difficult thing. And back in the day, Nirali, rejection was very personal. People used to tell you very personally, you can never make it. You don't have it in you. तुम्हारे में वो actor वाली बात ही नहीं है. Things like that, they would tell you very strongly personal rejection. That made me strong. And I think the fact that I did that with that conviction, I am proud today that whatever my success is, I can claim it. I can say that it's my success.
Absolutely, sir. But today, when you look back at the glorious 20 years of your journey in the film business, how would you personally sum up your journey in a few lines?
I feel that all this while it's just sinking in. Recently my team told me, sir, aapke 20 years complete ho rahe hain. And I was like, what, really? And I sat down to calculate and I was like, oh my God, yeah, 20 years in the business. So I love the two aspects of it. One is I love that I've earned my stripes. I've loved that against all odds, despite all challenges, despite being told time and time again that you'll never survive in this industry unless you bow down. You'll never survive unless you become a part of a lobby, or despite all the difficulties I faced, being singled out, to last and to come back with a certain head held high, and still work on my own terms, be able to be here purely on merit and talent. That makes me very, very happy. It fulfills me. And the second aspect of things is I feel that I'm still hungry. I still get excited when I read a script. I still feel like, yaar, ye picture karni hai, maza aayega. I really appreciate the fact that life has brought me to a point where I'm exactly in the balance. Sometimes you could have had success, you could have achieved things in life, but then you're jaded, you're bored, you don't want to do it anymore. I'm in between. So I've enjoyed what I've had, and I'm enjoying what I'm doing and want to do so much more. I love that.
Absolutely. But also, sir, if you look back at your journey, which moments do you consider as the highest highs and lowest lows of the journey?
I think the highest highs for me in life have been, I've been blessed with many, many awards. I think I've won more than 45, 50 awards in my career, and every kind of them. But for me, the greatest moment, the greatest award was when I received my first award on stage, and my father, I was looking at him from stage. He was smiling with tears in his eyes, tears of joy. That was the greatest award for me because he knew and respected the fact that this boy could have taken the easy path. He could have just asked me to produce, and he could have done that.
Mm.
But instead, he chose the difficult path. He made his success, he made his journey on his own. And that's exactly like my father, because my father was my idol. My father was somebody who came from a small town and had no contacts. Nobody he knew. Kisi se sifarish koi chitti nahi thi. He didn't have any
Mm.
letter of recommendation from anywhere. And yet, among lakhs of applicants, he made it in one of the 7 seats, just 7 seats in FTI Pune. And he got in on his merit. And then from there, when he, made it in the career, in the industry, 300 plus films, again, was all on merit. So somewhere, my father was always my inspiration, and I've tried to follow his path.
True, sir. But sir, today when you look back at your career and the projects that you have done, be it in films or say OTT web shows, do you regret taking up certain projects and regret saying no to films that came your way?
In life, Nirali, I have no regrets.
Mm.
I think each decision teaches you something. And if you spend time regretting it, you don't learn the lessons. You need to learn the lessons and move on, because what's done is done. You can't turn it around. And I personally have never done anything in my life that made me feel like a bad human being. I've never done anything that made me truly feel, "Arey, I'm not a good person." That's why I don't regret anything. God forbid if I ever am in a situation where I feel कि यार ये मैंने गलत काम किया, I've hurt somebody, I've caused intentional pain to somebody, I'm doing something that a bad human being would do. That day I will have regrets. But till date, I have no regrets. I have experiences, I've learned lessons, I've paid the price for my convictions, for standing up for things I believed in. But I'm okay with that. It just makes me stronger, and it makes me believe in who I am.
You are proud of the things that you have done in your career.
Absolutely. In my life, last 20 years, there's so many decisions I've taken, and I'm very proud of them. I'm very proud of those decisions I took because I believed in them. And it is that conviction that has got me to where I am today.
But
Unless
sir,
I
if I
believe in myself, unless I believe in certain values, then who am I?
Mhm. Right. But sir, if I have to ask you, if you had to give an advice to your younger self, what would that be?
I think the only difference would be, I would say that, look, still don't change, be fearless. All I would say is add a filter in life. If you can find an easier way to do things with less difficulty, do the things you believe in. करना तो वही है जो हमने decide किया है, but do it with more ease. Have a filter. And one thing that I've realized in life, there's no reason to be scared of consequences. None whatsoever. If you believe, if your heart tells you you're doing the right thing, then you're on the right path, you're on the right journey. People may see success, failure, things that are apparent in front of your eyes. But there are certain things in this universe that you don't see,
Mhm.
that are across lifetimes, that are measured in karma, good and bad. Those things have an account that's way beyond. And I think as long as your karmic account is good, as long as you're doing good things, good deeds in life, you have nothing to worry about.
And because also life also comes as a full circle towards the end.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Today, this resurgence that I'm seeing, I mean, after 20 years of a career, I think this is the busiest year of my life. I'm doing 7 projects this year. Now, this has not come back because of anything else. This has come because of being a good person, walking my path, and doing good karma, having so many blessings with me.
That's true, sir. But sir, if I have to ask you, out of all the characters that you have played so far in your journey, which one do you consider close to your heart and a special character that will stay with you forever?
I think Chandu Nagre, the first character of my career, my first love company,
Yeah.
that will always be extra, extra special because that was the first time I ever faced screen. That was the first time I ever had a hoarding. I saw a poster of myself. There were so many firsts associated with that. वो पहला प्यार है. So I think Chandu will always be very, very special. But I have played characters in my career that have been important to me, whether it was Adi in Saathiya, or whether it was characters like Kesu Pirangi in Omkara, or Arjun in Yuva, or Maya Dolas in Shootout at Lokhandwala, or Prince, or Pratap Ravi in Rakta Charitra, or Kal in Krish 3, Vikrant Dhawan in Inside Edge, PM Narendra Modi. These have been characters that have been special in my life.
And in your opinion, which film or say a project do you consider as a turning point in your career?
I feel that for me, recently, choosing to do OTT when nobody was doing it, no mainstream actors are doing it, to sign on to Prime Video and to do Inside Edge was a very, very good decision, because not only did it win me a lot of awards, it got me an Emmy nomination, but it also got me connected with a large segment of the youth, right? The Instagram generation who watched Inside Edge and loved it. So that really helped me. And today, all the OTT work that I'm doing, aside from film, I think that resurgence or that boost came from Inside Edge.
But Samir, do you also feel that OTT has given you more due as an actor as compared to films?
No, I believe my life has been very balanced. I believe that I've had so many nominations, so many wins in awards. I've had so much critical and commercial success. Both platforms have given me, whether it's regular films or whether it's OTT, both have given me a lot.
But at any point in your career, did you ever feel that you were never getting your due as an actor?
I'll tell you, in our industry, like in life, you salute the rising sun. Okay. The sun can't stop and complain that, oh, when I'm rising, everybody salutes me. And when I'm setting, nobody says, nobody salutes it. Log Surya Namaskar चढ़ते हुए सूरज को देख के ही करते हैं. अस्त होते हुए सूरज को देखते नहीं. But what a sun can do is a sun can turn around and say, okay, it is my duty to rise again tomorrow. So what if I'm setting now? And that's the way I look at life. It's my responsibility to be able to perform, to be able to do roles, to be able to dazzle in such a way and consistently keep doing it, that people turn around and say, wow, what a great performance. And that's when you get your due. Life is never unfair. You will get your due. Yes. Some point or the other, in some way or the other.
But I really like the perspective that you have towards life.
Thank you, Nirali.
But also, sir, on a personal note, how do your kids react to your work? Are they aware of the things that you do? I mean, as an actor, the kind of projects that you do.
I think till COVID happened, my kids didn't even knew what I did because they're quite young. It's only during COVID that they actually had the time to sit down and ask me these kind of questions. And they used to always be confused why people take pictures of you, why people like to come and take autographs and selfies with you. Who do you know these people? Are they your friends? And then I had to explain to them the whole concept of stardom, the whole concept of popularity, fans. Dhire dhire karke they understood. They still haven't seen my work. They've seen Saathiya, I think. They've seen they saw Prince, I think, without us realizing it, without my wife and me realizing it was coming on TV one day, and they both sat and they watched it. And the funny thing about that was my son was super happy. He was excited. He was like, did you do all these bike stunts yourself? Did you do this yourself? Did you do action yourself? Wohi pooch raha tha. My little bitia, my choti 7-year-old, she came up to me and she says, Dada, I didn't like that you kissed somebody who's not mama. You're not allowed to kiss people who's not mama. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
she had such a cute little innocent perspective.
Yeah. But sir, before we end this conversation, I want to ask you, Saathiya and company remain to be your special films. If you had to cast an actor from today's generation in the remakes of the film, who would you pick?
Oh gosh. Wow. Maybe Ranbir and Alia.
for Saathiya.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for company, who would you pick?
Oof. I think performance-wise, Vicky Kaushal.
Would make a great fit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you so much, sir, for doing this conversation. And again,
My
congratulations
pleasure.
on completing 20 years in the industry.
Thank you. Thank you so much.